You're about to hear some bold predictions, ones that some people might dismiss, but others take very seriously. So let me ask you, are you prepared for an economic storm that could change everything? Today, we're diving into a world that many experts argue is on the brink of collapse. A world where economic disaster seems inevitable, and only those who see it coming might survive, or even thrive. If you think the 2008 financial crisis was bad, what's coming could be far worse. But don't just take my word for it. Today, we're breaking down the views of a man who has made some of the most daring economic predictions, Peter Schiff. He's been warning us for years about what's on the horizon. And whether you agree with him or not, it's worth paying attention to what he has to say. So, sit tight and stay tuned, because if you're looking to not just survive but actually profit from the chaos, this could be the most important video you'll watch all year. Peter Schiff is no stranger to controversy. Some hail him as a visionary, others as a doom and gloom prophet. But one thing's for sure, Schiff doesn't sugarcoat things. He believes the US economy is on a crash course, fueled by unsustainable debt, reckless spending, and endless money printing. If you think the stock market is safe, think again. Schiff warns that the next big crisis won't just be another 2008-style market crash. It could be something far worse, a collapse of the dollar itself. That's right, the very currency in your wallet could lose its value, plunging everything into economic turmoil. What's even more alarming? According to Schiff, the government's efforts to fix the economy after the 2008 crisis have only made things worse. Instead of letting the market correct itself, they flooded the system with cheap money, leading to a false sense of security. But like any bad habit, this addiction to easy credit and stimulus can't go on forever. Sooner or later, the bill comes due, and when it does, it won't be pretty. You might be wondering, how did we get here? Schiff argues that it all boils down to one thing: debt. Our economy has become so dependent on borrowing that it's like a drug addict who needs a bigger and bigger fix just to stay functional. But eventually, the highs won't last. And when the crash comes, it could be devastating. And if you think government programs like Social Security and Medicare will be your safety net, Schiff has some harsh words for you. He compares these programs to Ponzi schemes. They rely on current workers to pay for the benefits of retirees, but as the population ages, this model becomes increasingly unsustainable. Schiff argues that the government has been lying to the public about the true nature of these programs for decades, promising benefits that they simply can't afford in the long run. It's a ticking time bomb, and when it goes off, it could take the whole system down with it. Now, if you're starting to feel a bit uneasy, that's understandable, but don't panic just yet. Schiff doesn't just talk about the doom and gloom, he also offers solutions. One of his key pieces of advice: prepare for inflation. You see, when the government prints money to pay off its debts, the value of that money decreases. It's like a hidden tax that eats away at your savings and purchasing power. But there's a way to protect yourself. Schiff suggests locking in a 30-year fixed mortgage at a low interest rate. Why? Because as inflation rises, the value of the debt you owe decreases, meaning you'll pay it off with cheaper dollars in the future. It's a strategy that could turn a potential disaster into a financial windfall. And let's not forget about the stock market. Schiff warns that while a market crash is always possible, the bigger threat might be the dollar itself. If the government continues to print money to prop up the market, the value of the dollar could plummet. This means that even if your stock portfolio looks healthy on paper, the real value of your investments could be eroding right before your eyes. But what about real estate? Schiff points out that before the 2008 crisis, many people moved their money into real estate as a safer bet. But that bubble burst too, didn't it? The problem now, he says, is that the situation is even more precarious. Interest rates are rising, and banks are losing money on mortgages they made when rates were lower. This puts the entire banking system at risk, and according to Schiff, it's only a matter of time before it all comes crashing down. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Economic Hero, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on crucial insights like these. Your support helps us continue bringing you the information you need to stay ahead in these uncertain times. So, what can you do to protect yourself? First, start thinking about how to hedge against inflation. Real assets like gold and real estate might become more valuable as the dollar weakens. Second, consider diversifying your investments. Putting all your eggs in one basket, especially if that basket is the stock market, could be a recipe for disaster. And third, keep an eye on interest rates. If they continue to rise, it could spell trouble for both the stock market and the real estate market, not to mention the banking system itself. But here's the big takeaway. According to Schiff, the next financial crisis could make 2008 look like a minor hiccup. We're talking about a complete restructuring of the economy, one that could lead to massive unemployment, skyrocketing inflation, and a significant drop in living standards for many Americans. The government won't be able to bail us out this time because the tools they used before, like lowering interest rates and printing money, have already been stretched to their limits. As we wrap up, it's important to remember that these predictions aren't guaranteed to come true, but they are based on some very real economic concerns. Whether you agree with Schiff's views or not, it's clear that our current path is unsustainable. The only question is when the breaking point will come, and how prepared you'll be when it does. So, what do you think? Is an economic collapse inevitable, or do you believe the markets will find a way to stabilize? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Economic Hero for more insights and strategies on navigating these turbulent times. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.